is intended for a mature audience. If you are not 18 or older, stop listening and find more age-appropriate content. This show will cover topics in a satirical manner. If you are offended by any content herein, that is your own problem. As you have been warned, please do not try this at home, or anywhere else for that matter.
And now, for the most famous words in motorsports.
Oh, hell no!
Well, good afternoon. I'm Tripper, and with us as always is Oh, wait, Johnny's not here. Hold on.
I know.
Huh.
Such a shocker.
You'd almost think that a guy's wife maybe would remind him of times of things.
Right? Or, he'd put it in a planner.
Ooh.
With an alarm. Like
on
that
a
you run
calendar app, like on your phone?
That he runs a business out of? Gee.
We'll have to get him a secretary.
We can do that.
They'll have to be ugly, though.
So?
We don't need him knocking up another one.
Not the fifth time. All right, folks. Everybody, welcome to Blown Pistons on the Bad Habits Network. Of course, this episode is brought to you in part by We're Both Tired as Fuck, so go fuck yourself. But it's also brought to you in part by our fantastic friends at Resurrection Vapor at resurrectionvapor.com. Lines upon lines of the most utterly fantastic juices. We've got that hammer down on the diesel line. We've got, the entire red line. And, of course, that 88 miles an hour in Fantology, because when you hit 88 miles an hour, you'll see some serious shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and while you're at it, why don't you go green with Hasley, too, and his Resurrection line. Oh, wait, Hemponomics. Yeah, I ain't talking about making your car more fuel efficient, folks. Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, the show's also brought to you in part by two fantastic friends. I have two fantastic locations, James and Jackie Greer of Ideal Vapor, one store in Berlin, Wisconsin. Fuck the police. One in Portage, Wisconsin. Fuck the FDA, fuck cancer, and go fuck yourselves for not getting yourselves to their shop quicker. They've got dozens and dozens and dozens and just shitloads. They have an entire wall and a half of different juices for you to fucking vape on, to try. They've got everything for every kind of fucking green need you can have, and I do mean damn near everything. Yeah, get there, try that shit out, folks. Oh, hey, he's here. Hi, Johnny.
Hey, I know I had like a 2-minute window where you had to do introductions.
Oh, we skipped the intro, shit-talked you, and then came back to the intro.
Yeah. We actually even put another 2-minute filler in there.
Yeah. When you're running late, you could tune into us,
Man, I didn't even know it was 4 o'clock until I got here. I was like, shit, it's 4:02.
You could tune into your own show on your drive to your show.
So, how's it going, wedding boy?
It's going good, man. It's going good. Everybody loved the kebabs.
Kebab.
So, I wish I could have threw a little seasoning on them, but someone else is like, yeah, no seasonings, like
salt, pepper, and garlic.
That's
all
all
I threw on there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Otherwise, it was phenomenal. It was good.
So more seasoning next time. Got it.
Like some wasabi, maybe, or something.
Well, no. Next time I'm doing coconut milk and buffalo.
So for your next wedding, that's what we're going to get.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Next wedding, or, the next funeral when she kills him for knocking her up again and he buys a 7th car.
No, she's getting tied up after this.
Oh. Literally, metaphorically, or yes?
It's either or, so yes.
Cool.
Well, I mean, what other excuse do you have to buy a new car then, though? Like, you could start just maybe, get
Adopting?
a limo. Adopting, there you go.
I mean, I have enough cars. I think I'm good.
Is there such a thing?
No.
One of them's a Subaru, so you really can't count on that one.
Actually, it's been quite reliable for me.
You better knock on wood right now.
He vapes and he owns a Subaru, folks. Just let that sink in.
Yeah, stereotypes are real.
Yes, they are. We have a welder that just invests in $200 trip boxes just so he can fix them up and drive them into the dirt and fix them up again.
Hold on now. I'm not even driving that anymore. It's on hiatus.
It's not that you're not driving it. You're loaning it to our sister.
Who is taking it on its single longest drive it's been on
ever
at all since my ownership.
Is she going to Texas with it?
No, she
thank
took
God.
it somewhere like north of Milwaukee, like hour and a half drive. It's good. I mean, it's fine. It's a $200 car. You're driving it 3 hours in one day.
I'd be worried if she was taking it down to Texas.
It might make it down there. I mean,
Right? She'd be having to drive a truck back. Here's your brand new truck.
Like,
What?
Like, where's my car? Be like, I need it.
Here's a picture of it.
Here's a picture of it. I flipped it over into the ditch for you.
only a few times.
That way it's not blocking traffic and you don't get ticketed.
Well, it's not George's wife, so it wouldn't flip. It would just go into the ditch.
Willingly.
Right?
Just slide it on in there.
Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
No, that's probably where it happened. Oklahoma.
Look,
Not just a safe word, folks.
there's nothing but flat and no hills, no nothing. Allow me to roll this.
Cody is that talented.
Yeah, I don't know. She might be able to pull it off if she tried, but I don't know that she would try. At least not till her Volvo's done.
Yeah, how is that going?
Swimmingly, actually. Just got to wrangle up the last of the parts. It decided to plug the PCV up, and then when that happens and it hits boost, it apparently just blows all the seals right out of it.
Fantastic.
Yes, quite entertaining.
I suppose you need a timing belt.
Yeah, you know.
I know where one is.
It's in Fort Atkinson currently.
It is. I know.
Were you up there this?
I worked last weekend, so.
And you couldn't just like bring it with you, and
She said she didn't need it, so.
well, we didn't yet.
You believed her?
We don't.
She said
yet.
she didn't need it at that time.
I
so
still
I'm
have
like,
another
oh,
shitbox tore apart in my driveway. I got to finish first. So
What's that one?
that one's like some something shitbox
Is that the Lancer?
Ford tribute thing. No, the Lancer's long gone. That's in somebody else's hands, and he promptly put it back up on Facebook for like $900. I'm like, dude, you're not gonna get $900 for a car that's about to break in half that doesn't have a title.
Right.
He's like, can I get the title? I'm like, no. I told you flat out no, because it's not safe to drive. That regardless, you're not getting a title for that car.
Right.
Why?
Because it's literally folding itself in half. Like the pillars that support the roof, like the post in behind the door, right where those are is starting to curve what's little left of the rockers as I was driving it. Like it was just slowly collapsing on itself. So it is not safe for anyone to drive. Thereby, I won't send a title with it.
Oh, come on. Be
What,
like.
so that way they can't just say you sold them a lemon and you get fucked?
Just in general, like I don't want that on my conscience if somebody like decides, oh, I'm going to daily drive this and then kills themselves because it folds in half at a stop sign one day.
So it's almost literally like the Pimp My Ride episode where it was two vehicles that were JB welded together.
That sounds accurate for Pimp My Ride. I mean, them guys did some sketchy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that car scared me.
We heard you like neon lights. We put neon lights on top of your neon lights and made your entire car a neon light.
I kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, and we know you got a dog, so we put like a little feeding station in your car. Like, why?
Because it's the most obnoxious shit they can do to get people to watch and be like, what the fuck are these clowns doing?
And did
How
you
do
know
we kill a half an hour
from-
on MTV before, they realize, shit, we need to put music back on here.
Well-
no, that's what MTV2 is for.
What
Come on now.
the funny thing is like they do all this for show, right? Well, in order before the producer could release the car back to him, they took half the shit out.
Yeah. Like half the harebrained half-ass shit, that was no way in shape or form street legal. They basically have to re-gut the car.
Yep.
3/4 of them are better ended up on eBay instantly anyways.
Oh, fuck yeah. You're going to make an insane amount of money selling one of their cars.
Like I was just like, fuck. Like I'm more of a fan of overhauling because
Oh, I love overhauling. Let's paint the car, and then let's cut and grind and weld shit on it after it's been painted, and then go ahead and ship it off.
they usually do the grinding and everything before paint.
Oh, I think every episode I ever watched, they were cutting or modifying something after it was painted. I'm like, this is why we do mock-up on stuff before paint.
Right,
Like, make sure your parts fit, make sure everything works, then you tear it apart and paint it.
Right.
Unless you're on TV, and then you just...
Well, then clearances are off because paint is thicker, and...
Jesus, if you're putting your paint on thick enough to throw your shit off, you got some tight tolerances.
Oh, yeah, I like it tight.
Well, I mean, a galvanized trash can's tight for you, so I mean...
Nice. Way to cite precedents.
But yeah, so... Two shit boxes are tore apart at my house. My other shit box that normally I was daily driving is now daily driven by someone else. And, of course it was raining today, so
I was wondering why I saw the truck out there today.
I was pretending to be boy racer and, professional drifter. I was Ken blocking it all over town today.
Awesome, ain't it?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can't hang a rod out the side of the block or something cool, Just floating around limiter, drifting her sideways around town. I mean, I'm sure people love it.
Of course, especially, just the sheer amount of stories that pop up on Facebook because of shit like that, It's like, see someone go through 5 points in the middle of the town sideways.
Yes.
You have 3 JPD squad cars there. They're not actually trying to stop you. They're holding up traffic just to see how long you can go.
Like, I wonder.
That would be amazing if cops were that cool.
There's probably some, but they would promptly be fired after that. Like, you literally escorted this guy through town as he was drifting sideways.
Like, they stop you in the middle of traffic. Hey, you're trip hopper, right? All right. We want you to burn them down all the way to the...
Hey, I bet you can't get that thing sideways in 5th gear.
And you're just like, here, hold my beer.
Nope, I'm almost 2 years sober, and I still do the same jackassy shit.
Well, yeah, except now you can remember the shit
Yeah.
you do.
And I'm coherent enough to, keep it going longer because I'm not so sloppy and drunk.
Right?
Amazing what happened.
You should take that Viper I have out for a rip.
Deal. I'll go there right after this.
You look at the clutch sideways, and you're drifting. And
Perfect.
So it's kind of one of those, you hit the gas pedal and it just decides where it wants to go?
No, more like no gas needed.
You've got the keys for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So if that just slid over to my house and suddenly became a 2001 Dodge Stratus, nobody would really notice, right?
Well, the owner of the car might.
No, it's fine. I'll put his Viper back together with the Stratus engine. It'll just be a front-wheel drive, 3-liter Mitsubishi engine swapped Viper. It's not a big deal.
Right? Not devaluing it.
It's not even like, one of the good Mitsubishi engines like got a turbo or anything. It's one of the shitty ones.
Right.
He wouldn't notice.
We made your Viper more fuel efficient.
Here, look, it gets slightly better fuel economy and, gets traction because it doesn't have enough power to break tires loose. Oh, it's also front-wheel drive, so you can winter beat it.
Yeah, because those tires are freaking...
Yeah, them are pricey.
Fat bottom girls.
Oh, yeah, she's got some fat bottoms on her.
But do they indeed make the world go round?
Absolutely.
With 450 horse, yeah. Yeah,
technically, when you drive a Viper, it stays stationary. It just rotates the Earth around itself.
I need to drive one of these Vipers one of these days.
They're just like an obnoxious handful to drive, and they get 2 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, but
back it up, start it up, back it out of the driveway, fill it up again.
That's about how my truck does it. I think my truck's probably averaging somewhere in the 7 miles to the gallon range, maybe, when I'm nice to it.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, see, that would look a lot better with a black Dodge Stratus body on top of it.
Now, you see, if you could just stop making sweet, sweet love to the car and get to your show on time, we'd all be really thankful.
Business to do, bud.
He was scraping dog poop out of the back seat of a car after our last show. Everyone's like, really? You can get dog poop out of my car?
You're not... You're close. I'm right now working on dog hair.
Oh, that's close enough.
It's worse.
It's worse?
Yeah, because you can at least see the dog poop versus you scrub everything down, you get it going, you rock it and rolling, you pull all your shit out of there. You're like, okay, it's a clean car. You see 2 more hairs. Fuck!
Yep. Gotta get it, Mo. Gotta... You play the Pokemon theme over that. Gotta get them all.
Put on a white suit, one of them Tyvek paint suits, so that it doesn't get stuck hair to you, which then gets stuck to the car.
No, what you do is you get one of the super adhesive ones like that, and then you just go as you're vacuuming.
He does that anyways.
Well, have you guys seen Detective Pikachu?
No.
No.
Okay. Ryan Reynolds sings the most depressing version of the Pokemon song, and I just kind of imagine that when I'm like plucking out, like literally taking tweezers at a time to pull like individual hairs out of carpet, just gotta get them all.
Yeah, just like wrap yourself in duct tape backwards and just roll around. It'll be fine.
Now I got special tools for that.
That's not nearly as entertaining to us.
In fact, I'm sure you might like some of the special tools. Like a rubber comb.
Those are boring.
Are they effective on crabs?
Haven't tried it yet.
You haven't got a car that was that bad, huh?
Nor
That
a
he
woman.
knows of.
Nor a woman.
That you know of.
That I know of.
I think you would know. You'd start getting itchy and...
Not unless she was a chemo patient and the carpet matched the drapes.
True. Or had alopecia.
Ouch.
Weirder things have happened.
Correct.
I can't name 3 of them right offhand, but they have happened.
Right.
Yep. So, how was the wedding?
It was good. It was good. Trip Hopper blessed us with a kilt.
There was a lot of little humans there.
Which,
Like 50 of them.
which, by the way, I'm disappointed in you. No Hawaiian shirt.
I did not wear the Hawaiian shirt, no.
Granted, our sister was hot, but shame on you for not wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
He did declare that he almost wore it.
I did. I debated it, and it just didn't quite work out.
Yeah, well, almost wearing it and getting second place are kind of the same thing. Not winning.
It's always winning. It doesn't matter.
He did have commando boots on, though.
Yeah, it was the only black boots I could find. I was like, I know I have something that's black that covers my feet.
And our sister also confirmed he was wearing nothing but socks and shoes underneath it.
Nice.
Don't be bashful, Johnny. You put your head under there to confirm, too.
I did not put my hand under there nor my head to confirm, but sister did.
It's small and non-threatening. It's fine.
That little guy? You don't
Cute
have to
little
worry
guy.
about that little guy.
Yeah.
Now, luckily for Tripper, he's the one who doesn't have to tell our beloved sister, it's not that big. We can do anal.
Nah, I'm not into the butt stuff.
Neither's Hammer. Especially after peanut butter jelly.
After a poop noodle or 5.
Damn it. No, I thought I'd be able to hear him from here.
He's probably just
Do you
not
think
even
he's
tuned
listening?
Oh, no, he is. He was the first one in the comment. He called us all bitches.
in. Well, if he was the first one in the comments, that means he was on there before Johnny even got here for his own show. Much like his wedding. It's like, it's happening at this time. 47 minutes later, Johnny comes rolling in as we're all
I was
sweating.
cooking the skewers.
That's what they all say.
So you didn't cook them beforehand?
no, he
cooked it
waited until
before.
he was supposed to be
I
at his
cooked
wedding
and
then cooked them.
officiated our other brother's wedding and everything was on time.
Yeah. He waited until he was supposed to be arriving at the wedding to put him in the oven. He was like, I should be leaving right now. I should probably preheat the oven. And then he was like, all right. Now I'm
Actually,
supposed to be
wasn't-
there.
I wasn't really in charge of any of that. I was just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stand here.
Well, I mean, in your defense, like, your bride was there only, like, a few minutes before you, so not
Right.
too bad.
Right. She was on time.
Oh, so we should never expect his progeny to ever be on time either.
I wouldn't, no.
So it'll be like 9 months and 3 days that the Munchkin's born?
10 and a half
No, you
months.
see, she's never carried a baby full term. So the doctor said her due date is around beginning of November.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I bet you it'll be on October 28th. And she goes, why is that? I'm like, well, you've never carried a baby full term. I'm like, my youngest was also early because the OBGYN did not want to deliver a 10-pound baby. So I'm like, so therefore, and my other son's born at the end of March, and the youngest son's born at the end of November.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I bet you, end of October,
Mm-hmm.
which is ironically her birthday.
Spooky.
It is a little spooky.
I'm
to
still
think.
thinking gonna be late as fuck. Like, probably Thanksgiving Day. Like, you're gonna be on your way to a nice Thanksgiving meal, and the kid's gonna be like, oh, by the way, I'm ready.
Just lay on the table, baby. We got this, Ace Ventura style.
Like, we've got a turkey knife. It's gonna be fine.
I could do that.
It might turn people's stomach a little bit. Like, might fuck up the meal.
So?
That's not cranberry sauce.
Yes, it's chunky. No, well,
I
can
have
do some things with placenta.
I was supposed to say I've heard people of eating placenta before.
I can do something with that.
I'm gonna pass. So.
You don't want to
You'd like
save
to
that
think
and
so.
grill it or something? Come
No,
on
I'm
now.
good. I'm good.
High protein. Come on.
Just dry it out and hang it from your rearview mirror.
Ouch. Placental jerky.
Yes, in your Subaru.
Gonna hard pass on that one.
You could, like, just wrap it around your vape and have a placenta vape for your Subaru.
No.
No?
No.
Make a placenta flogger. Yeah, just cut some falls out of it.
No.
No?
I wonder how hard that'll be to detail his wife's Suburban when she just gives birth in the back seat of it while he's trying to get her to the hospital because he's running late.
But now, here's the greater question. What's going to be most on his mind? Her giving birth or him having to clean up?
Probably him having to clean up. He'll be like, she's got this. She'll take care of that. I just got to figure out how to get all this out of the back seat now.
Actually, 3-1, he will probably already have a tarp in the back seat ready.
He's like, I already been Scotch guarding it for the last month, getting it ready. It's like, I
Scotch
figure
guard.
I'll be late to get her to the hospital, so she'll probably end up giving birth in the vehicle.
No,
Yeah,
no, she won't.
That fucking back seat will have so much Teflon on it. When the baby slides out, it'll hit the fucking seat and shoot out like in National Lampoon.
That's just not right.
It'll be funny. Baby cannon.
Right? That's what I say.
Word
It's
of the
Ventura
day.
style.
Yes.
Word of the day.
What's that?
Baby cannon.
Ooh, do a double entendre.
That's kind of the point. This thing means two other things.
No, come on now.
Oh, it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could always be worse. You know, some days you could just taunt the universe and your car could just explode like that day.
Oh, no. I did get to taunt the universe yesterday, and the universe rewarded me with over 1,500 people coming in through our fucking doors.
But hey, you got a pretty big fucking compliment over the weekend, bud.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you to the band that stopped and did the concert across the street, because, well, they are awesome. 805 guy came up with a good one. Placenta sous vide. You know, I could probably do some... Yeah, because I had a shitload of leftover zucchini from your fucking skewers.
Yeah, that fucking zucchini was huge.
Dude, that thing made you look normal.
I thought it was normal, but thanks, bud.
It's no such thing.
Yes. So many excuses for lateness, folks. Eat a dick, and thanks for coming out. We don't care.
So,
Well-
are you guys familiar with Bert Kreischer?
What?
Bert Kreischer, the comedian?
I don't think so.
No. All right. Well, he has. It's now on Netflix. It's called The Machine. He talks about being involved with the Russian mob. And anyway, I've started listening to a book that he had written before his Netflix special, and he was talking about the time he lost his virginity. It wasn't even to a woman; it was between her butt cheeks and the mattress.
Still counts.
Still counts.
I just fucking died. I was like, "Oh my god!" He goes, and then I troopered up and actually stuck it in her, and he goes, "It wasn't as good as the mattress, but it was all right."
Forever ruined.
And he goes, "I slept with like 5 people, 6 if you want to count the mattress."
Hey, some of us have some things to do on a Saturday.
All right. Oh my god, it's just if you guys get a chance to it got Audible. I'd recommend Bert Kreischer's book on Audible.
I don't know, it'd be something to listen to while I worked on shit, but usually I just throw YouTube on whatever it wants to play.
How about
and work
National
on shit.
Lampoon Van Wilder?
They have a
You've heard of that?
the movie?
Yeah.
Yes. I
That
own
was
it.
based off him.
I own the movie.
Yeah, that was based off Bert Kreischer.
I thought that was based off the guy from UW Whitewater that stayed in school for over 8 years.
No, at least not that I I read.
Johnny's like, quit making fun of me. So just because I live in Whitewater, I don't actually attend the school anymore.
Right.
Too bad.
There was a Coca-Cola marijuana something. That was someone's name.
Okay. Incidentally, that was the display from yesterday.
That's an attractive pile of desserts.
Yes.
Is that a chocolate fountain or is that caramel?
Yes, it's actually dual-sided.
Nice.
Yeah, I had, how should I put this, tactically reassessed the ownership of it from another restaurant. And I did the same for all the decorations on there just because I set it up and I'm like, I'm going to do something cool. And I was bored. And I did a thing.
See, when I get bored, I just work on stuff. I start tinkering.
If you want to tinker, I got a car for you.
Yeah, well,
I've got 2 cars I've got to work on at my house already, plus
If you get bored
all
with
my
those-
own projects.
If you get bored with those, I just said I got a car. You know?
Moped.
No, you are not
Tractor.
allowed to get another woman knocked up, go into a polyamorous marriage, just to have him work on a car.
No, I think he wants me to build his race car still.
Of course he does.
Well, after the second, it's going to get built. So
I would end up blowing it up before it ever made it on the track.
I might just blow it up.
Use it as a burnout car. Just get the rear parking brake to work really good, and just
It does work.
just
really good,
there
yeah.
you go. Just fucking go do burnouts
But
with it until something explodes.
It's really weird because with the parking brake on, if you were to disengage the clutch, it'll actually stand up because all the struts are blown.
Because it has so little power, it doesn't actually do a burnout. It just sits there.
No, because the struts are blown and you could literally bounce the rear end off of the ground.
You don't need those to do burnouts, I promise you.
But can you try?
You could. I mean, I would be out doing burnouts with it like every day. I'd be like, oh, I got to back this out of the garage. Hold on. Let me do like a 5-minute burnout until it's overheating and then just smash it up over here.
But I'd rather go to your house and do burnouts. That way the cops come. And
There is already a big old black mark right in front of my house now because some jackass decided to park behind my truck yesterday and before I had to go to a birthday party. So I got rowdy when I left my house. You know.
I've done that before. I had a really lovely neighbor that, before I moved into my current place, I had this lovely neighbor who just decided to take it upon himself to park in my driveway.
Oh, that's when you get a tow strap and drag it out into the nearest intersection.
Oh, no, I did worse. You see, he asked me to work by 5 a.m. every day.
So you just parked behind him, called it a day?
I didn't even go to work that day. I just called in. It's like, yeah, I'm taking a day off, dude.
Taking a personal day. I have something important to do and watch.
Yep. He even came over and knocked on the door. I'm sitting there in the living room just chilling, watching Netflix.
You're like, come on in.
No, I didn't even fucking invite him in. I just ignored his ass. I ghosted his ass.
Wow.
He's just sitting there pounding on the door at 9:30 in the morning. Dude, please. I'm like,
Like, sorry, busy.
ordered Jimmy John's at around noon. He's still there. Jimmy John's gets there. I open the door. It's like, oh, hey, how's it going, neighbor? It's like, dude, I need to get to my car. Huh. About that.
why is it in my driveway?
Well, hope you can get to it. Later. Click.
Yes. I did that. I moved into a place and, like, nobody lived there for about a month before that. And the neighbor took it upon himself to park across the driveway. And I was driving my car, so I parked the car in the street and got a hold of my buddy. He took me back to my old place to get my truck. I showed up. It was still there, so I backed up to it, hooked a tow strap on it, and drug it out into the big, dumb, busy intersection. Backed both my vehicles in my driveway and sat back and watched the show.
You want to know another show that was really awesome? Same neighbor had his original vehicle when I got there was this monster, like, double extended cab with a 50-foot bed Ford. Just all murdered out, black and custom lights and everything on it. And he would park in the street and half of his fucking bed would block my driveway. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting home at 1 in the morning and you're fucking with me.
I would have just religiously apologized to him about his penis. Be like, sorry about your penis, bud.
Did worse. Called a buddy of mine who shall remain nameless, who has absolutely no compunctions about moving things that should not be moved. just took a couple of mattresses, or took a bed mattress between his front end and that guy's rear end, pushed him forward. His tires may have bent a little. Not my problem.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was fine. The really great part was the next week. Mind you, aforementioned gentleman is a very prolific, how should I put this, weed dealer?
Yeah.
And meth.
So you know he's not going to call the police on you.
No, he's not. Unfortunately, someone else did, and not me, because I'm not that kind of bastard. I try to handle my shit personally when I can. And, yeah, cops are chasing someone down the street, and the guy they were chasing plowed straight into his truck.
That is
Cops
awesome.
hop the curb into the sidewalk, and I'm just like, huh.
You're
Jackass.
You're like,
Okay.
well, I was going to leave, but now I'm going to stick around for the show.
I just called in work. It's like, hey, I'm going to be like 2 hours late. Maybe.
Like, tase him in the back. Get him.
No, the most excellent tasing story I ever had was...
I'm going to be on cops.
Actually, almost. And no, it wasn't when I got tased. That was actually just part of security training, because that was fun. I was heading up north to pick up my now ex-wife, because we had moved all of her stuff to a friend's house for like a month before moving her down to my place. She lived in Pennsylvania. We got her away from her abusive ex-husband, brought her to there to chill out for a bit, then brought her down. You know, just second to get situation, get her head straight, all that fun shit, right? So, a buddy of mine drove me up to Madison so I could take the bus up there. And he didn't tell anyone this, but one, he has no alcohol tolerance. Two, like you, he had a little bit of a problem with the law and was not supposed to be drinking, ever at all, for any reason.
Fair enough.
We were hanging out on State Street all fucking day. Guess what he did? A lot of drinking.
Perfect.
So, yeah, before it all kicked off, he handed me his keys and his wallet, and he's like, dude, just whatever happens, just make sure I'm paid up at the bar and chill. And I'm like, okay. 3 or 4 of his buddies come up, hang out with us. I'm like, okay, this isn't ending well. Sure enough, he starts a bar fight at the bar next door to the pool hall we were hanging out at. Cops come and try to get him to settle down so they can talk to him, figure out what the fuck's going on. And I'm just like, here's his ID. He's like, why are you hanging on to his wallet?
Like, he figured he was going to get rowdy.
We both figured this was going to happen. Here's his keys, too. He'll need it. He's parked over there. It's metered.
Please feed the meter. Like, here's his change.
And they just grab him. Now, he actually did the really intelligent thing and swung at the tallest cop there.
Yeah, I mean, you always go for the biggest guy.
Yeah. And cop just takes him down to the ground. He's struggling. They eventually tase him. He is now crying, snot coming out of his nose, rubs it in the concrete, and they hog tie him and throw him in the back of the car.
Nice.
I'm just like, wow, this is going to be awesome to tell at work in a month when he gets out.
Liar, you were thinking, you lucky bastard.
Like, that's one way to get out of work.
No, I'm like, wow, that's going to be a lot of prep I got to make up for on Saturdays. Fuck.
Were you taking notes?
Didn't have to. I can't get drunk, so it's like, all
You're
right,
like, note to self, swing at the smallest cop next time. He might shoot me.
I was talking about the tasing and hog tying and...
Oh, no, I already knew all that shit. Like, yeah, do not insert taser into vagina and tape down the button. It doesn't end well.
I mean, going out with a bang, I guess.
Going out with a blown lipo battery.
That's fine.
Of course. It's fine.
Those things, allegedly, they make a nice pop, but I have like a fistful of them laying in the garage I want to throw in a fire one day, but I keep getting yelled at for that idea.
Cody?
Yes. Apparently, that's not a recommended procedure to just throw lithium batteries into fires. I don't know.
It's only a little toxic. It's only a little explosive.
Snack, crackle, pop.
See, you tell me things are explosive, and then I'm curious how explosive.
It's fine.
Just like the kid that was dumping lighter fluid into a flower bed, decided to stick his head into the flower bed as he lit the match.
Well, I mean, the more humid the day, the better it is, too, because it all hangs down nice and low then.
Like a nice, humid, rainy day like today.
Yeah, just keep it all nice and low to the ground and gives a nice little thump. And just rattles your chest as it burns all your hair off of you.
But the beard.
They grow back.
I know. But the last time I had to grow this fucker out, I was working in a freezer, so I didn't get that itchy period.
Are you getting itchy again?
No.
That's good. That's good.
No, I take care of my shit.
Oh.
As does Tripper.
As do I.
I know.
I don't know, I had to buy some really cheap beard oil this time because Target did not have beard oil worth a fuck, so I just grabbed some cheap shit until I can summon the courage to face Walmart.
Just do coconut oil. If you need to go uber cheap, do coconut oil.
I was about to just pour some olive oil in it, and just say fuck it, but...
Go grease.
But you're not Italian, so...
I do what I want. How do you know I'm not Italian?
The way you said that word.
It's because I don't talk with my hand.
More along the lines of, I know a Mama Rosa who'd come down and beat your ass with a giant 3-foot-long wooden spoon that doubles as a boat oar for saying Italian.
Whatever. This
Granted,
is America. We pronounce shit how we want.
That's because the American English language is 3 fucking dwarves wrapped in a trench coat. And Hammer, you do not get turned on by that.
It's too late.
I know it is.
You just hear footsteps heading upstairs. It's not a big deal.
I'm aware.
Is that why there was a gnome tied to the ceiling fan?
No, that was that was product testing, actually.
That was foreplay. Not a big deal.
Was it foreplay or just a signal for playtime?
Or is that 2-play when it's like half size?
1 play, maybe? 1.5? Single player mode?
Yes. Solo round.
Pew, pew, pew.
I'm like, apparently Rose's worst nightmare is one of us hanging out in the house or sleeping over on a night. They start going at it, and one of us decides to sneak upstairs and break down the door. Player 3 has entered the arena.
I don't know. I've never spent the night here, so I don't know.
Nor have I.
I don't know how awkward that'd really get.
I'd be more worried about if it was all of us here, we were all fairly partied out and just decided to camp out in the backyard.
Multiplayer.
It's so not fair. I don't drink, so.
Well, no, you don't have to. We can all camp out here and not be intoxicated.
It's a multi-ball round.
I mean, I drink and can't get drunk, so at least you and I will know we'll at least be the sober ones.
We'll at least have to have all the painful memories of the molestations.
No. You see, you and I will actually be the intelligent ones and take notes of all the insane shit that goes down. It's like, yes, at the minutes of the party, 8:05, Hammer did a thing with a 9-iron, 3 ice cubes, and a water buffalo. We don't know how we got the water buffalo. Dave just showed up with it.
We just need, head-mounted GoPros for everything.
Or
That's a good idea.
I need some GoPro mounts for my truck. That way when I'm out beating on it, I can at least get video of it.
Make some money off the YouTube videos.
Well, because one of these days I'm going to just explode something epically, and I would love to have it on film.
Yeah, just a dash-mounted GoPro. I mean, they sell them on Amazon
I
now
want
for like 20,
one
30
mounted
bucks.
on each side, at the back of the bumper, facing towards the front of the truck, so you get the full vehicle coverage as things come hurtling through the hood.
One on the roof pointed forward, one on the roof pointed backward.
Yes, and then one on each side, and maybe even one up underneath, so you can see the chunks of engine or transmission or whatever decides to go blowing out of it at the time come flying out.
No, that's when you do a camera on the bumper facing backwards.
dude, we should do our own roadkill. That would be fucking epic.
I would say that's just my average work commute. If people really knew how sketchy most of my daily drivers were, they'd be like, this guy drives that every day. He goes all over the place without even questioning it. And most people wouldn't even be able to get my vehicle to start and move. They're like, how do you drive this? And I'm like, huh? It's fine.
Do you watch that show?
I used to when it was free on the YouTubes, but
It's I pay for it then, but it's $5 a month. That's not bad.
that's a lot of money.
It's just horrible.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other free shit on the internets.
But they bought this piece of junk Ford Ecoline, old like 60s style fucking Hot Wheels version, you know, where you're the engine's in the cab with you and you are like sitting before the front tires. And it was a truck though. So it was just 2 seats.
Those are sweet.
Yeah. They bought one with fucking Kraggers on it, like nice wide ones. And it was actually in Jackson, Wisconsin. They never made it out of the state before they just destroyed the transmission in it. Like, they snapped the tail housing of the transmission off. Trying to do a burnout.
Well, I mean, it's prone to happen.
Right? It was fucking epic.
Well, Tripper, you might have at least some of your wish. Cody has a dash cam.
I need one, like, all over my vehicle, though.
Get a 360, Cody.
I need like a drone that follows me filming like when I'm doing dumb shit. Like, oh, engage jackass mode. Click!
Right?
No, because you don't need FAA clearance for your car, okay?
You don't need it for a drone either. No one does.
You'd be surprised.
Maybe if they're trying to fly over Area 51 or some shit, but... Oh, did you hear anything else about that?
No, and they've been oddly quiet lately, and I'm honestly worried.
Apparently, it's become such a due to the large commotion, the large interest in it, that they're actually turning it into like a festival now.
Nice. Incidentally, your 360 camera is $40 on Amazon. It could be here day after tomorrow.
That might be too late. I might blow the truck up on the way home to go fix somebody else's shitbox. Then I'll be really doomed because I don't have another backup vehicle yet.
So what we need
the tractor.
is a
start pimping the tractor to work. I could.
So what we need in all actuality is a Trip My Ride show. You know, where it's really just, hey man, I heard you had a backup car, so I got you a backup for your backup.
And then a motorcycle in the trunk because you never know.
Road trip.
Mm-hmm.
That's our show right there, Road Trip.
They actually have those little motorcycles for like the trunk. They use them quite a bit in like Japan and stuff. I kind of want
up.
one. Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of want one, but they're dumb expensive.
Yeah.
Like I think when I was looking at it, it was like $4,500 to get one that's like a complete basket case and like locked up and everything's broken on it.
Oh shit.
Well, half of it's shipping from like Japan to here.
Yeah. I can't remember.
I don't know. China manages to do it pretty cheaply. I mean, we've all ordered off of Wish.
I have not ordered off of Wish. I don't have that kind of patience to get the wrong item to show up 6 months later.
See, that's why you order from Wish. It's like, okay, you just go through all the free shit they have. Not necessarily anything that costs you any money, just all the free shit. And then by the time it gets here, you'll have completely forgotten it, and it'll just be a surprise. Like, what the fuck is this? Cool, I must have won something.
So it's like Easter.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, look, the Easter Bunny came. There's a Wish box on my porch.
Right.
Pretty fucking much.
Like, which one of the 7,000 items I've selected over the last year and a half is it now?
I'd honestly like to do that one of these days. Just to go through all the free shit and just say, like, okay, here's what happens. And then I realize, wait a minute, someone already did that. It's called Five Below. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a store where someone gave a shitload of 15-year-old girls from the 90s just $15,000 in a Wish account and said, okay, buy shit.
Never been there.
One of my favorite memes is bought these jack stands from Wish, and they're like jack stand keychains.
Yes. Yes, because that happens constantly on Wish. Like, oh, look, this shirt is awesome. I want it. And then it ends up being like a doll shirt. Or you just accidentally put your, 4-year-old child in the shirt that says I'm an alcoholic. Whatever. Not a big deal.
Probably not wrong.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, I scroll through my Facebook, and of course, like, because of all, like, the car stuff I do, like, it's usually car-related stuff that it pops up, and it's like, oh, here's these electrical connectors, like, $15, you get 1 million pieces, and it's like, okay. And it's tempting, but, like, I've heard so many horror stories of Wish, I'm like, I really just don't think I need that.
Right? Sometimes I just want to click on it to see what the fuck it is.
But then it wants me to sign up for shit, and I'm like, no, I'm not giving you my credit card information and shit.
Right.
I'm just not.
Right. I seen this really cool headlight what do you want to call it? Like headlight induction. Basically, it's a square carbon fiber with a hole in it for you to put behind a headlight or place your headlight with it. And then it has a pipe that would connect to your intake. So it's almost like a velocity stack for a turbo, but just for an intake.
So almost like a turbo bell mouth, but...
Yeah.
Behind your headlight.
A velocity stack, yeah.
But behind your headlight.
Yes.
To
replace the headlight.
I feel like my truck needs 6 of those for no apparent reason.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Just like...
Wait, you got 6 or an 8?
I have an 8. Maybe I should do 8 of them.
Yeah. I think Harley makes a... Is an LS, or is that too early?
It's way too early for that. It's got the second worst fuel injection system ever put on a
Well,
vehicle.
check out Harley, because Harley did something fucking baller. They took the velocity stacks and redesigned them for fuel injection.
Well, I've got like a bunch of old anodized aluminum cups from like the 50s or 60s that
Dude,
I could just
fucking
sketchily
hood
make
stack
my
that shit.
own.
Hood stack that shit. Velocity stacks, like 8 individual carburetors.
And then just fender dump my exhaust like right through the bottoms of the front fenders. And...
No. Let go straight out. Have like 8 holes or 4 holes in each fender cut out.
Just do demo derby headers. Just straight.
Blah, blah, blah.
I really think my neighbors would enjoy that even more.
You would need a nasty cam though. Just blah 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 blah.
It's if I just leave the Vortec fuel injection system, it does that anyways. It'll randomly run like it's got the world's biggest cam in it. Like I don't know. It likes to flash the check engine light like every time you start it because it's very angry and thinks it has misfires that it doesn't actually have. It's good.
Do you have HP tuner?
No.
Damn.
Do you?
No.
That's a shame.
I know. You want to go halvesies? It's like $400.
It's tempting.
But dude, that's like an entire car for him.
That's 2 cars actually.
Yeah, 2. But
My average retail price of a vehicle is like $200.
The ability to tune any trip box that you have got gonna make it faster.
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna start just buying nothing but carbureted shit now. Like I'm just over all the sensors and doodads. Like
right.
I want to be able to
go back, get a Model T that has absolutely nothing going on with it.
I've already got a Ford, 9N tractor. Or 8N, whatever the hell that one is. 8N, I think. It's the newer one. It's a 49, so it's practically brand new.
Yeah.
That thing just runs, and it was sitting there locked up. Like, it just runs. Doesn't matter. It makes no compression whatsoever. Like, you can slap all 4 pistons around in their bores. Mm-hmm. It still just runs. It doesn't care.
What's compression?
I think it's currently kind of runs like it's a 2-stroke. It burns as much oil as it does gas probably, but it's not that big a deal.
Nope, don't need that.
The rings might loosen up eventually. I mean, the engine was only locked up solid, so there's no way there's like rust in any of the bores.
No, of course weird. Not. Seafoam will clean that shit out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just gotta dump a gallon of seafoam in it.
Yeah,
a little bit. Carb cleaner.
Either that or LS swap it.
LS swap it. If I had your kind of money, Johnny, I would probably do that. But
fuck, man, I shop on Wish.
I was like, I just ordered 74 more LS engines off Wish. We'll see what I get this time.
Right.
Be like, why? That's not an LS. Be like, sure it is. Be like,
it has LS on it.
No, it's an L and an S etched into a piece of cardboard.
And then you get like a random Honda engine. Be like, oh no, that's an LS series Honda engine. Fuck. Goddamn Wish got me again.
Oh, you wanted a working one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We just actually shipped you an entire shipping container of cores that are all junk. Sorry.
Yes, didn't you read the description in the ad? It's LS engine piston rings.
One. Only one, though. $84 a piece.
Well, he bought 76 of them, so they sent him 76.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, but they were still $84 a piece.
Well, exactly.
It's like, man, that's a good price on LS engines. Usually they're like $150 around here.
Could be worse.
Could be. I mean, at least around here, LS engines are still cheap. But you like look at like some of these shows and like what they're spending on one, and it's like, oh, we went and got a junkyard LS. It was only $1,500, and I'm like, that's a $200 engine here. Like,
Right?
it's $400 if you can hear it run. Like,
Well, you also got to keep in mind that up here things get a little rusty, just a little.
true. And most of the vehicles those things were put in are like famous for the frames rotting out and folding in half. So I mean, I guess that does drive the price down a bit.
It's like this engine might run,
Like,
and for a time.
be like, can here run? No, we cannot drive it. Truck is broken in half.
Not the fourth time.
Be like, well, it was running until the fuel lines kinked when the truck folded in half. Here, throw a floor jack under there. It might fire up if we unkink the fuel line enough.
Shit, man, you should see my buddy's Blazer.
So what you're suggesting is you just take basically a NASCAR grade floor jack up the car, zip tie the fucking jack itself to the truck.
And then you could drive it home.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, a guy like me probably could. I don't even know if I need the zip ties. There's no sense wasting them. I don't work at a company I can just accidentally take home handfuls of zip ties anymore, so...
Oh, I got a collection.
Yeah, I'm probably down to like only 30,000 zip ties now, so I gotta start, kind of conserving those.
I've still got plenty for my kidnap kit.
Well, there you go.
Oh, I got zip ties that would impress you. They're about half-inch wide, maybe, and about that long. And they actually have a release on them that you can actually release them.
That's a crying shame. You don't want them getting out that easy. When your wiring gets frisky and tries to escape, you don't want to be able to release the zip tie.
Yeah,
Minor,
I have a friend
minor
of mine.
police issue.
I had a friend of mine. She knew a guy that had his own factory, went out of business, and they were hauling away zip ties by a truck bed load.
What do you got to pay for a truck bed load of zip ties?
I didn't have to pay anything, but I'm stocked up for a while.
About $3 for gas.
You're like, whatever time it takes you to load them and unload them.
Right. And the gas, yeah.
That's when you just go with a maxi dump trailer, so you can just back it in your garage stall and just dump them out, as opposed to having to rake them out of the truck.
Or you have one of those like conveyor belt systems
Yes.
in your bed.
Those little hand crank ones that work for nothing. They might actually work for zip ties. Like, here, watch us unload this gravel. And it's like, oh, they didn't show the 8,000 other takes where it clogged up or broke or the handle stripped out.
So you've seen them.
Yes. I've actually attempted to use one time, and it was just epic fail.
Right.
It's like once you were down to like the last little sprinkle of like sand on the bottom, it's like, oh, hey, now it'll move. There's only 38 pounds on there now.
Right.
You've just shoveled 1,500 pounds of sand to get to that point, though.
Good times.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like,
Yes. I don't know. I got to get all this junk done so I can find some more 17-inch rims for my truck, because I want to put 35s on it without lifting it. Because I've got a Sawzall and a big-ass hammer. I will make them fit.
So just
Yeah.
cut out the wheel wells.
Well, I don't think I'll have to cut the rear ones, but the fronts might need mild trimming.
Oh.
Mild.
just a little bit.
I'm thinking I can leave the bottoms of the doors in place.
And how does our, shall we say, vertically challenged sister feel about this?
I don't know. I mean, it's still my
He's
truck.
talking about it now on the air. I mean, she'll hear it eventually, right?
Yeah. And if not, well, she should have.
Very little about it.
Very cute. You
No,
gonna
I mean,
keep doing dishes up there? You're gonna join the show. There we go.
Yep, there's your answer. He's going to keep doing dishes. He's probably trying to get some tonight, so he's getting brownie points.
Either that or just avoid being yelled at.
And what's she going to do, get short with him?
I don't know, dude. Redheaded. That was actually how I described our manager to my head chef. He was like, dude, why the fuck are y'all like? I mean, because he's listened to the show a few times. It's like, Why are y'all kind of afraid of her? It's like, well, redheaded, German, Irish. Oh.
It's short. Gotta watch out for them short ones. They're feisty.
Oh, yeah.
I know, they struggle a lot.
Well, they pack all that aggression into a much smaller package, so it's
more
much more
explosive.
reactive.
It's more
Yeah, and you know,
explosive.
they're closer to hell, so their feet are warm.
Yes. No, but the front fenders on my truck are already starting to rot out, so I'm like, now's the time.
Zaza.
Just go ahead and clearance those, and then drive it through the winter, and then the salt shit will help really clearance it really good.
Oh, yeah.
But, I just don't think my truck's obnoxious enough, so bigger tires would really help.
I don't know if you want to go 17s, though.
Well, I've got a set of 35, 12.5, 17s in the backyard to go on it.
Okay.
I just got to find another set of rims, because I don't want to take the tires off these rims just yet, because they're not totally corded yet. So I want to be able to do burnouts with these ones until they're corded, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Just in time for winter to come around. I want to make sure I have no good tires to go on my truck.
Like, absolute.
Well, I mean, the ones that are on it, I think I gave like $150 for, or $120 or something. And it's a set of like 2014 GMC Sierra rims.
Right.
And they actually look pretty decent on the old 96 shitbox. But, they had like half tread tires-ish. And like, guy likes to do burnouts. So I'm like, I'll just leave those on there and keep doing burnouts and beating on it until, they're totally bald. And God forbid, my front suspension's all sorts of fucked up, so it just chews tires off too. So it's like, I'm not going to spend good money on tires.
Right.
Just keep getting sketchy use sets.
Because reasons.
Yes.
What's your favorite tire?
My favorite tire? Jesus. I don't know. I kind of want a set of boggers.
Okay.
Like, I had a set on an S10 once, and when they rubbed the fender, like, it would literally stop the vehicle. Because, again, reasons. Guy always has to do big dumbass tires that don't fit on shit. But, when you've got a standard cab S10 pickup sitting on 35s with a Jeep straight axle in the front of it, like, that thing just looked ridiculous. It looked like one of them kids' toys, like them, whatever the big wheel things, whatever the hell they were, like, they make Matchbox cars with like ridiculously oversized tires. My little S10 looked like that. Like, it was so disproportional because of how big the tires were. And I daily drove that thing to Beloit from Janesville every day. Like,
I'm one of the cool kids.
Yeah, except you're not a cool kid when you do that in Beloit. Like, they all look at you like you're retarded. Like, they're looking like, there's something wrong with this white boy. Look at that thing.
Well, of course there's something wrong. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you're driving through Beloit.
Detroit.
Then again, you escaped there without a lot of bullet holes, so,
Well, I mean, I work down there, so, like, I parked my shit at the Advanced Auto Parts every day.
Mm-hmm.
Left the keys right in it. Nobody ever messed with it. I don't know why. Probably
Because you were the car guy.
Probably because, like, the retail value of the vehicle was, like, negative $80. Like, I think to get rid of it, you would have had to put money into it. They would have been like, shit. I had to add 4 quarts of transmission fluid to get it to move, and I had to put gas in it immediately to get it across town.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
sir.
there was a reason you parked it at the Advanced Auto Stores, because...
Because I worked there to get the discount so I could afford to drive my own vehicle.
home.
Yes, sir. You're going to have to pay us to take it.
Like, yeah, for $100, we'll dispose of that for you.
And not the 5th time that's happened.
Well, it might be. I don't know. I've owned a lot of vehicles. Although I don't think I've ever paid to get rid of one. But I have a Sawzall, and I'm not scared to cut something in half and just throw it in the bed of my truck and drive it across the scales.
Well, it's important to have goals.
Hey, it's important to leave the back tires on when you check in again. Reweigh.
Yeah.
It's important to leave the back tires on the scale.
I usually try not to. Like, you try to get at least, like, one tire off the scale so you're really light, but...
Right.
I've been on a first-name basis with the guy at the scrapyard for 15 years or so now, so, I mean...
Is it really a scrapyard to you, or is it just the dealership?
Well, I mean, he'll buy any and all car parts you have by the pound.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he doesn't discriminate. He doesn't care what make, model, nothing. He'll just buy it. So he wants to lowball you, like, fuck, I know a guy that'll buy the shit by the pound.
Okay.
There you go.
That's a thing.
I think I should just start shopping for my next vehicles there. Be like, hey, hold on, don't smush that thing too bad. I might drive that.
Your beloved is demanding that you be nice to your truck, though.
I attempted to blow it up the entire day today, so it's a little too late.
Oh, is it?
Well, I mean, it still runs and drives.
Well, that's good.
I haven't totally blown anything up yet. But
Yet.
I still have to get all the way home and then fix some shitbox Ford Escape thing. And then probably drive it again. So, I mean, there's at least 2 times I could potentially explode something today.
And then you saw that stack of lipos.
Well, I mean, that I'm saving those for a rainy day.
Well, it is raining, as Johnny's Snapchat on his way to the studio for his own show to be late.
Yeah, but it wasn't raining here. That's how we knew he was going to be late for sure. We're like, wherever he is, it's still raining, which means he's not even close.
Yeah, it was fucking pouring.
Well, you have a Subaru. It has all-wheel drive and
yeah.
a big dumb hood scoop. So I mean,
Oh yeah, it's got a big boy hood.
the big boy hood.
The big boy scoop.
Just a little bit.
It's funny because the scoop will start talking shit. Like it'll just be like moving. Like, come on, dude, let's go.
I would keep
Let's
going
go.
faster until it popped off of there.
I've tried. I've had it up to triple digits, and it still holds on tough. Keeps the car planted down on the front wheels.
What kind of double-sided sticky tape did you use on that?
Previous owner did it, so
3M?
I don't know.
The 3M does make some good shit.
It does. It helps.
I've got a big dumbass roll of that stuff. I might just start putting vehicles together with it.
Just try.
Take off a tire and just wrap it up around the rim and drive on it.
No, I might just like take all the lug nuts off and like stick it to the hub mounting surface and just stick the tire back on and be like, there you go. Your vehicle is fixed.
Mm-hmm. As Johnny is
Wow.
now running away.
Shows up late, dips out early. I need his schedule.
He's got a business to run. Can we really blame him?
Yes, we can and will.
We should.
I mean, maybe we should give him like a remote access to just have while he's driving to get here because he's consistently late.
Well, he could just log on to the Discord channel and actually be able to talk with us live.
I don't know, there's like a weird delay and echo on that though.
Yeah, well, that's speakerphone.
Well, quit it.
It's not my fault.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
You're the only one I've ever heard use it, so
Yeah, and it
thereby
works.
it's entirely your fault.
You've heard Davia's shows. She uses it.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. It does work.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
Probably. I don't cuddle with the Discord, you know?
Oh.
It's strictly a show up, I use her, and I run.
Well, you're supposed to give it some warm-up first.
Ah, fuck that.
Fuck you guys. That was a business call.
Fuck you guys.
Fuck you.
What'd you buy now?
No, I didn't buy nothing. My
Who's
girlfriend's
buying you?
not pregnant again. It's good.
I don't think you can currently get her pregnant again.
No,
Yeah, actually...
Can you get her pregnant in both holes? I don't know how that works.
I've tried. I mean, I can try, right?
Give it a go.
But no, I had a customer call about dropping off a vehicle. I'm like, oh yeah, go ahead. There's
I was waiting for it to be like, that was the guy about the Viper. He's a little pissed what you said you were going to do to it. He's
yeah.
canceling his detail job. He's like, I thought this
Well-
was a detailing place, not a chop shop.
Well, I mean, given that there's a Cavalier sitting out there with no headlights, tail lights, gutted interior, it kind of
You're
looks
like,
like a chop shop.
I use that as an
Whitewater-
example of my detailing jobs. Here you
Whitewater
go.
PD just cruises past like, what the fuck is he up to now?
Right. Actually, funny story. Did you know that cutting a hole in the garage door looks pretty fishy at 10 o'clock at night?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why were you cutting a hole in the garage door?
For a key drop, I was putting like a mail slot in.
And instead of doing it at a reasonable time of day, you chose 10 o'clock at night.
It was the only time I had, man. But so I'm cut. I cut the inside out real nice. I'm like, okay, now I gotta go do the outside. Well, like halfway through the cut, I'm like, there's cars driving by. I'm like, this kind of looked sketchy. And all of a sudden, like no more than that, like 5 or 10 minutes, this huge bright light comes from behind me, and I turn around. Hello, officer. hold that light right there.
Good teamwork. Thanks for the effort.
Thanks for the assist.
And then, so I finished the cut, and he goes, "Yeah, I just want to make sure you weren't breaking in or anything." I'm like, "Nope, this is my shop." I was given permission by the landlord to cut a keyhole into the this garage door. He goes, "Oh, okay." The officer glances in through the window. Whoa, that looks awesome! As he's talking about the 28 Ford T bucket I have inside the shop. Yeah, you want to go look at it? Can I?
Will that do a burnout?
Almost effortlessly.
But now the greater question is, did the cop let you go and do a burnout with it?
No, it was 10 o'clock at night. He's just
So?
he's like, "This is awesome." I'm like, "Yeah, you want me to start it up? Fire it up!" Like, okay, flip the switch, press the button, boom.
As he's like jotting down the address, he's like, "All right, we're gonna stage a robbery."
No, more like, okay, I'm going to run the plates on this, find the guy, and then buy it from him.
$12,000.
Probably.
He said he considered $12,000 for it.
Consider.
All right, what about the guy that has the My Dream car, the 69 Charger?
68?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think he'd sell it.
Fuck.
But he's supposed to be bringing me an air conditioner for my shop.
Aww.
Are you just holding his vehicle hostage until you get it?
No, he's trying to do me a solid because I have like one of those portable air conditioners. It does a little bit, but he's all like, "I feel so sorry for you. I'm gonna hook you up."
Enough to make it not 140 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, "I can cool this place down."
Have you looked into the portacools?
They're
The
expensive.
evaporative cooler, are they?
Yeah,
I never looked at pricing on them.
They're
or
like
anything.
$2,000-3,000
Holy shit!
for a big one. Even for a little one, it's still like $1,000 or $2,000.
Good lord!
But yeah,
Probably
I've
build one.
right. Take an old radiator.
A couple sprinklers.
Yeah, right. But yeah, the portacools are really nice, but they're expensive. And
Got a couple snowblower engines out back. We could hook a fan to. Just have it like obnoxiously gas powered to cool off your shop.
Yeah, he's got an idea, and I'm like, okay, man, I'll let you run with it. Let's do something. Because it would be nice, because he has an old heating unit. He goes, well, you have to have gas to make it a heater, but he goes, we'll just use the fan system from it, and just that in a coil or something to cool the air.
Yeah, I've just got a window AC in my garage, which it doesn't cool it entirely because it's a bigger garage and it's uninsulated. But I tell you what, when you need to be working on something in the heat, like even just to pull some of the humidity out of there, if you can drop it down to 80 degrees versus 100 in there, it's a world of difference.
Yeah. That's how this this little portable air conditioner does. Is it's standing in the right spot. It's like some relief. And I have I call it a pathetic ceiling fan blowing on high speed, and it's trying, but
that's when you just vent all the exhaust of all the vehicles you're detailing out back and be like, I refuse to detail anything that doesn't have working air conditioning because I'm just going to close myself in there with the AC on.
Right. Just open up the car doors, let the AC run. Like, yeah,
Yes.
woo!
Like, why do you have 6 vehicles in here just idling with hoses ran outside for the exhaust? Be like, because they all have working AC?
Right.
Duh.
Now, the first shop I was into, my buddy of mine, he was gracious enough to let me, he wasn't running a mechanic shop, but he rented a shop, so he had space to work on his tractors and lawnmowers and stuff like that. And he's like, it's cool if you want to detail here, just keep my trucks clean. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, it's cool. By the way, the shop was air conditioned, cool, heated. There was no drain on the floor, which kind of,
Yeah, it's a little inconvenient.
Yeah, a little inconvenient. But so I washed outside, brought it in, and when I went inside, it was one of those on a hot summer day, you walk into Walmart and you're just like, just because you got hit with all the
your
cold air.
nipples get hard and you start uncontrollably shivering.
Right. It was that nice, and I was like, this is fucking perfect.
You're like, I'm so spoiled.
I know, right? Like, I wish I had this shop. But they had a falling out, and we had to move out, so I was
That's
like, oh,
a shame.
fuck. Yeah. It was pretty sweet, though. And now it's available again. I'm thinking, like,
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. Like, air-conditioned shops are kind of rare. Like,
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was supposed to be a. I'm going to use air quotes here, but shop. I mean, it had a garage door up front. It was all like wood floor, and then there was like probably like 2 car lengths of like concrete.
so it was probably like a showroom or a loading dock or something.
Probably like a
Whatever
loading
the hell it
dock or
was.
something. Yeah, I'd probably say like a loading dock. But I mean, it was a really nice space. Like I said, I could probably fit about 5 cars into it.
Besides that whole lack of a floor drain, though, that would suck in the winter.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to the wash method I use now is a lot less than what I would use back then.
Well, and you've got like 9 kids. You could give them all a sledgehammer and just have them like chisel a trough out.
That would be convenient. Dude, that's a good idea.
You know, might as well put these kids to work. I mean, hell,
Right? But
Teach them young.
he's starting his own softball team, so he's going to sponsor it.
Oh, pretty soon they'll all be too tall to join the Japan baseball team.
yeah, like I said, I've gone to a rinseless wash versus a like soap and bucket. So
I don't
lot
know.
less
Advanced Auto
water.
had a whole bunch of like, car wash wipes on clearance that I bought.
no thanks.
Come on, they work like wonders on door jams.
You
and shit.
say you can have your sandpaper. It's okay.
It's fine. I don't give a fuck. Have you seen the shit I drive? None of it has a nice paint job on it or anything.
I could make your Dodge. I could restore your Dodge.
It's a Dodge.
Yeah, I could bring that back.
You try to bring it back, the thing's apt to just be gone. Like, you're like, I kept trying to rub it out until it was shiny, and there's just no fender left there. Oops.
Yeah, and then we go back to the first statement. It's a Dodge.
You're like, well, that failed.
The minute
What do
we shine it up, it's gonna fall apart.
Like, here, we're going to do some chicken wire, a black trash bag, some spray foam, and a little bit of plasti dip. We'll make you a new fender.
Kind of
Well-
like the scene in Down Periscope. It's like, yeah, sir, the only thing holding her together, sir, are the bird droppings, sir.
Yeah, then we'll weld the door shut so it doesn't fold the car in half.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal, I don't think. Like, I only try to, like, haul my kids around with it.
Yeah, they
Too
can call
bad.
in the window race car.
Yeah, they'd love that.
Race car.
They'd have a blast with that. Till they fell and smashed their head, and I had to explain to their moms why they were injured and bleeding, and I had to then reload them through the window to take them to the hospital.
That's when you just bribe the kids and they say nothing. They just say they did it to themselves.
My kids won't do that.
Yeah, they can.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, that's because they're so much the cute that if you were to actually try to bribe them, it's like, dude, we get you to do shit all the time. All we got to do is pout.
They still tattle on themselves, so I'm not going to try to mess that up.
Fair enough. It's like, why fuck with that? I mean, come on. If you have 2 kids and they're willing to rat each other out still,
They'll rat on each other and themselves. Like, you could ask them what they did, and they will just admit to whatever they did wrong. Like, you don't even have to know they did something wrong. You can just be suspicious of them and be like, what did you do? And they will totally admit to it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not messing that up for as long as humanly possible. Like,
Enjoy that as long as you can.
until they figure out how to, work together.
correct. Then I'm doomed.
Exactly. Because then you're fucked.
Yes. But again, that's why I need one vehicle that kind of is somewhat kid-friendly. And then I can have my truck, which is just kind of obnoxious and jackassy.
What about a tripper van?
I fucked my life up and bought a minivan once. My 29th birthday, right before I quit drinking, I went out and got hammered and annihilated drunk and bought myself a minivan. I'm still very ashamed of myself
Do
for
you
it.
still have this minivan?
No, it was I think I got him down to $150. He started at like $500, and then we just kept drinking, and I kept lowballing him, and we kept drinking, and I kept lowballing him. And when we got to $150, luckily I still had that much left cash on me. You're out drinking away all your money. I was like, well, Jesus, dude. I'm like, the longer you wait, the less cash I'm going to have because I'm out drinking away this money. So, got hammered drunk, went over to his house, fired this thing up, no charging system whatsoever. I was like, just throw the jumper cables on it for a minute or two, drove it home with no headlights, and then promptly went back to the bar and kept drinking. Came home and went, oh, God, I actually did buy a minivan.
What was it?
It was like a 98 Ford Windstar with all kinds of electrical issues. It was great.
Good time.
Yeah.
I think someone from this network, I think it may have been the asshole, goes to a bar, puts a $50 bar on the bill on the table, and says, "Look, I just keep feeding me beers, and whatever's left is yours."
That wouldn't have been enough when I still drank. Like, if I went out to the bar, I would drink away $100. Like, it really didn't matter when I got there.
In all fairness, Rob is a pretty cheap date. On top of that, he's also fairly well medicated, so, interactions are also a thing.
Helpful. Yeah, like, normally my drunk vehicle purchases were, like, cool stuff, like burnout trucks and, random cool vehicles. And then, like, I turned 29 and I just, like, accidentally got really old, and I bought a minivan.
A Buick.
No, I've bought a whole bunch of Buicks. Those are, like, some of the best cars ever.
What?
That's because Buicks are basically immortal. It could be entirely made out of rust. It could run functionally on rust.
They don't care. Like, you get a Buick with a 3800, and, like, they'll go through anything, and they'll just keep running. Like, you pour some oil in them every now and then, and they'll just keep going.
Okay. Yeah.
Not in it, just on it,
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be in it, because, it'll absorb it through the block. It's fine.
That's because it has so many fucking holes to fall through.
That's fine. Those things go through everything.
Just send it.
Yeah. And then you could really, like, you could church it up and find one of the ones that's supercharged.
I actually know a guy that just turbocharged the Park Avenue.
Ooh.
So.
Is it one of, like, the all-roundy Park Avenues?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are the sharp ones.
Yeah.
If anybody's got one of those for, like, $100, throw it up in the chat. I'll probably buy it.
Yeah, it looks sweet, too. Like, he's got room for days because it's got that long hood and everything. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. I mean, then the only thing you got to worry about is the transmissions are not that great in it. But at that point, if you're already putting the work into fucking turbo the thing, once you pop the transmission, just go ahead and, manual swap it.
Right.
Could be fun.
I would love to have a manual transmission swapped, like, supercharged Buick Park Avenue.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna. Just
don't do it.
It doesn't matter.
It is ungodly expensive. I know a guy who had a manual.
It's not gonna be that expensive.
I had a guy who had a manual.
Have you seen my budget? Like, I have negative $400 into putting a manual transmission in my truck.
Oh, okay.
Like, you just gotta sit there and be patient and find the right shit, and then be willing to do dumb amounts of work to make something super mediocre happen.
Okay. But I had a friend of mine who swapped put a Saab 9.3 manual transmission in a Grand Prix, not even a 3800 supercharged, but a 3.1. And he said he was going through axles constantly.
Well, yeah.
And they were all custom made axles.
It's because he did it wrong.
Probably.
Because they did make the Grand Prix in a manual, like the older body, the earlier 90s ones they did.
Okay.
And it's the same subframe and everything, so you can swap it around. I did some research on it because I wanted to do like one of the old hideous Buick LeSabres, like the really squared off ones, like the late 80s, early 90s ones. I wanted to manual swap one of those for the longest time. So I did a bunch of research on it. Like, it is totally doable, but it is a lot of, like, you're going to have to gut every ounce of wiring and switch harnesses and relocate a bunch of shit. And, like, there's some playing around to do, but it is totally doable. And, like, you could probably pull it off for, like, $600. But now the trouble is finding one of those square Buicks that isn't about to fold in half.
Just what's a plate? You're good.
Yeah, but I would want one, like, if I'm going to go through that kind of trouble, like, I would want it to not be rotted out, because I want it to look like just a dumb, clean old lady car, and then just be out, like, ripping around with it. Because I'm like, you throw a supercharged 3800 in there, manual transmission, I'm like, the thing will scoot pretty decent. Especially because those old square ones didn't have all the extra crash bars and safety bullshit and blah-de-blah, so, like, they weren't as heavy.
No. Twin engine it.
Doable.
That'd be much more fun.
Keep it four-wheel steering, too, so when you're out whipping donuts with it, you can just really get the fucker flat spinning good.
Well, the guys on Hot Rod Garage, they twin 5.3'd a Impala. And he goes, when you put the rear transmission in reverse and the front one in drive, he goes, it'll do the sickest donuts. And just the episode I watched today, they turbocharged each of the motors, and they were running 10 seconds in the quarter mile at 130 miles an hour.
It's fairly respectable.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine, especially nowadays with the drive-by-wire, you can just program it pretty easily to where you're not... Like, before when you had cable-driven throttles on everything, like, it was a fucker to synchronize those accurately, but... Nowadays, with like the drive-by-wire, you can pretty much just split the signal from one throttle pedal, or hell, even throw two of the throttle pedal controls onto one pedal. I imagine, like, it wouldn't be that bad.
No.
I think it'd be cooler to have like a rocking throttle, so you could have like you could independently do them or do them together. Like that way, you can really do dumb shit with it.
Like two pedals.
Like try to get it to break itself in half.
Right.
Well, that's kind of the goal. I mean, you just shift the front, like you said, front and drive, rear and reverse, and, well, floor it. Or go vice versa and have it basically squish itself.
See what goes kaboom first.
Well, there's a guy up in Canada who twin 3800 series turboed a Pontiac Grand Prix. So twin motors, each of them are turboed. His 0 to 60 is faster than a Bugatti Veyron. And it is respectable. Like, holy shit.
And, like, if you do a nice job at it, it'd be cool. But, like, I would end up just being like, okay, I've got a welder, a Sawzall, a big fucking hammer, and
all this tubing.
48 minutes of free time. I'm going to get this in there and make it run.
Right.
People be like, he just literally, like, cut the back half off the car, drove the other front half to it, welded some pipe to it, and now has a twin engine. Like, it's literally just two front halves of the cars tied together.
Right.
With some chicken wire to hold the throttles together.
No, flux, welding wire.
Like, well, I already had the welder out, so I just ran a couple loops of weld wire, twisted them together, and that's my throttle cable.
Right.
It's not the weirdest thing any of us have ever done.
Boat throttles. Much easier. And then you can just set them at wide open and not have to worry about it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Meanwhile, state trooper boats are on the river chasing you. Will you fucking pull over?
I'd be on land, yes. It'd be fine. It'd be like, why do you have boat throttles in your car? Oh, that's my throttles. Like, what's the gas pedal for then?
I can't feel my legs, officer. I need these throttles.
Yeah, I'm paralyzed. Be like, you just walked and got in your car. Oh. You saw that.
The paralysis happens when I sit down.
The
paralysis, it ends when I stand up.
The paralysis stops when I've been drinking.
Like, no, officer. I just drink till I'm paralyzed. It's much easier to operate my hands than my hands and my feet.
I'm a better driver when I'm drunk because I got bolt controls.
I mean, I was a much more attentive driver when I still drank. Like, nowadays, I'm just like, I barely remember how I get most places because I'm just zoning out, not paying attention to anything, and, like, focusing on ripping burnouts and stuff. And it's like, God, when I was drinking, at least I was, like, careful and cautious and observant of things because I was like, God, I gotta drive nice. I'm drunk, okay.
Gotta drive nice. I'm drunk.
It's the truth. I mean, you get a couple drinks and it's like all of a sudden you're hyper alert and like super focused on like trying to drive nice. And like when I'm sober, I'm just like do out windshield farming and looking for beater cars and whatever else. Pretty much anything but paying attention to the road.
Yep.
Doing 85 miles an hour in a 25 zone on my phone. Putting on my makeup, eating a burrito.
Sounds like our sister.
Actually, yeah, fairly accurate, too.
I don't think she's that bad of a driver. I continuously have to try to encourage her to beat on shit.
Cleans carbon out, right?
Like, I had to call her out on it like she was driving my car, and I was like, you're being too gentle. I was like, beat on it.
It's okay. You can do over 35.
I was like, floor it.
Don't worry. You can do 45, but we're in a school zone, so...
So what? It's only a suggestion.
Drive like your kids live here. Here, kids, check this out. Watch Dad do a burnout.
Pretty much. No, actually, just tell her to drive like Kenny's kids are watching. That will get her going. That will get her going.
Well, in theory, she's still listening, so there you go.
Well, you see, the greatest part about that, this is the man who has actually taught his daughters how to drive for when he gets too damn wasted.
I've been down that road. Like, we used to have to go get my dad's vehicles all the time for him when he was too drunk.
If we wanted wussies, we would name our kids Dr. Quinn and Medicine Woman.
We used to have to, like, randomly go grab a gas can in the middle of the night, pedal up to the gas station, get gas, pedal back down to wherever Dad was stuck or broke down in a field, put gas in it, then usually end up driving it home, because by then he was, like, extra liquored up, because, you know, he'd just keep drinking while he was sitting there stuck. And he's like, I'm too drunk to drive. You're driving home. Dad, I can't drive a manual. That's fine. Just stand on the clutch. I'll put it in gear for you. Good
Those reasons.
Yeah.
Hey, I had to drive my dad home like that. My dad would jump in the seat. He goes, okay, I'm a little messed up. He goes, so you hold me straight and I'll do the pedals. I'm like, all right. So we'd, be going, and he goes, all right, shift into second. Okay. Shift into third. Okay. And, we got home.
Yeah, driving from the passenger seat takes some practice.
Yeah.
It's a very different feel than sitting where you normally would to drive. Like, especially, like, when I started doing stuff like that, like, I'd never driven a vehicle on the road. I'm like, huh?
Yeah. It's kind of like right-hand drive. You ever driven right-hand drive?
I have.
It's weird.
It is a mind
different
fuck.
feeling. It's very odd, because that one was a manual, too. So shifting
Mine too.
Shifting with
With
the
your
left
left
hand
hand?
took some
What'd you drive?
getting used to. It was some sort of Toyota something or another. What the fuck was it? A Corolla? Like an old school one? Or no, Celica? Corolla? One of the two. It was rear-wheel drive, manual, inline six thing. I think it was either a Corolla or something, or a Celica, one of the two.
I get to drive this.
Ooh, was that 300ZX?
300ZX.
For our listeners out there, Johnny is showing us pictures of
It's
a
on an audio
very
show.
gorgeous 300ZX, black.
Black. He's got like some side skirts on it now and everything.
Nothing too aggressive though. It's
Okay,
fairly
so-
tastefully done.
So it was really funny because when I was talking to the guy, it was about time I had a blown tire on my Firebird, and the tires that were on it I didn't trust as far as I could throw them.
They were 45 years old, and dry rotted, but I'd been daily driving it.
Exactly. So here comes the police.
It wasn't us.
Yeah,
We've been
but,
here for
This
anyways.
time.
at least an hour, right?
Anyway, so he goes, I'm like, look, man, I gotta go on this date. It kind of sucks. I have to take my pile of shit versus the Firebird. And he goes, take my car. I'm like, are you serious? You're gonna let me take your pride and joy on a date? He goes, absolutely. And I'm like, man, that's a real friend right there, because I know a ton of guys that are very protective of their cars, and this guy was like, dude, you've done me a solid. He goes, take it. He goes, I just put a new computer in it, so why don't you rip on it a little bit too? So I got to drive it from Whitewater to Janesville, went on my date and everything, and it was a good time. But yeah, it was all 5-speed, right-hand drive. And I tell you what, passing somebody on the highway is a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it would definitely take some getting used to.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be really hard for me just because, lazy eyes and all that fun shit. I'm always looking on my right eye. I've basically adjusted my entire life to looking from this perspective. So when it was the same thing as him, just ancient Toyota POS from overseas that was just made to be right-hand drive. And it's like, okay. And, you're used to getting over, you don't have to move over that far, but it's like now you're, and now your head is inches from the guy next to you that you're passing, and it's like, different feel.
Fist bump!
It's much easier. Yeah, it's much easier to talk shit to the people you're passing.
Oh, yeah, it was, you definitely get some looks when you're right-hand drive, like, the fuck?
It's actually amazing what people will want me to drive. Like, their pride and joy. They're like, here, drive this. I'm like, you have seen how I drive shit, right? They're like, yeah, but you don't do that to other people's vehicles. I'm like, true. But I'm like, don't ever encourage it. Somebody once told me to go beat on their car because they wanted to hear their exhaust. I was like, you may want to be very specific of your level of beating on it. And he's like, no. He's like, I want you to beat on it. He's like, drive that fucker like it's yours. And I was like, oh.
Game on.
It was
Game on.
LT1 powered Trans Am, but it was built, and like that thing just fucking ripped. But I had it sideways through 3 gears for him, and then just kept going. 'Cause it was a 6-speed, so I'm
Right.
like, you gotta get him all 6 gears so he can hear it.
He bought the whole speedometer. Use it.
Yeah, you know, when I got back, he's like, how fast did you get it going? I was like, didn't even look. I was more focused on not stuffing in anything. I'm like, I'm on a country road at the top of 6th gear. I'm like, I have no fucking clue. He's like, well, if you got towards the top of 6th gear, he's like, that's well in excess of 120. I was like, it felt like it. I'm like, it was moving.
Yeah, I went for a rip in the Viper once, and just second gear, I hit 3rd. I'm like, holy shit, we're doing 80. Down 25.
You
like,
hit 3rd gear, the tires finally quit smoking and started grabbing something, and you're like, now she's moving.
Right.
So, folks, if you like what you hear, and if you don't like what you hear, go fuck yourselves.
Thanks for the download.
Yeah, that's a thing. Downloading's a thing. Click that like button. Share us. We're like the friendly STD. Share us to as many people as you can.
We are also the gift that keeps on giving.
We're gonna download all of our own episodes, and then we'll just splice in Johnny content when he can't make it here on time, so it sounds like he's here.
That shouldn't be too terrible.
Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
We put in the extra effort.
I mean, we only have to do like 20 minutes into every episode.
That's not bad.
Just to get him to say hi. Sometimes an hour.
It's not a big deal.
No big deal at all. So yeah, folks, find us across everywhere. BadHabitsNetwork.com, social media, Google, YouTube, just whatever. You can find us. Peace out, bitches.
Peace.
Bye.